call the Newbury Council on Aging Board of Directors meeting to order on May 20th at 1:11. And if we can just do introductions. Chaz Rich.
Joyce Maturis.
Sandy Small.
Maggie Malley.
Lynn Noyes. Judy Hebel.
We want to have minutes from April 22nd, right?
Make a motion, we accept the minutes of the meeting as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
As I mentioned, I did just a quick breakdown of expenditures from February 1st through March 31st. Wages, and you'll see there are two lines for wages. The outreach case manager has traditionally been funded, that position has been funded through the formula grant. We apply and receive a grant. It's been $11 per senior, and it's 1,400 and I can't remember exactly, 11 seniors. That is going up to $12 for the next fiscal year. So that has been used to fund the outreach case manager's position and postage each year. So you'll also see under postage, I funded it with $1,000. Since we have added to the database with new residents turning 60, the postage has gone up every 2 months for the newsletter. And training is included in this month's expenditures. The outreach case manager, again, that's from the formula grant. We received approval for that from the state Executive Office of Elder Affairs to use the grant money for that. And the outreach case manager is attending this training tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday in Newton, I think. It's mediation training, and it was suggested by the state that if she finds, some salient points that she might like to share, perhaps we could have, coffee and muffins with outreach case managers from our local area, which would, make this all the more valuable, this expenditure. So, anyway.
Do you need a motion for this or no?
I don't think we do. As I was letting Dee Dee know earlier, someone from a board of directors needs to sign bills and timesheets.
Right.
So Chaz sees them each time they come up. And I think that's considered the check. Keep balance.
Yeah, I think it would only be anything from the emergency fund that would go above that set limit that we had set a couple of years ago, or any extra expenditures that would be part of the norm, like a new copy machine or stuff like that.
Right. Exactly. As you saw the sticky note on it, that it's still not working. We do have two other printers. One is a copier out in the main workroom. So this is still functional as a fax machine. There's just paper stuck in it that's not easily accessible without greater repair.
So how are we setting up this meeting here, the balance? Kind of the same format as we did with the other?
I think that worked out well. And 2 o'clock, the 2 o'clock time, the library had suggested, we originally talked about 1:30. and the library suggested maybe, a little bit later, because the group who are there in the morning, the group of parents and children, I think they are there until at least 1:45. So technically, I think they left a little early when we were there in April, but technically they don't have to be out.
So it's at 2 o'clock.
So it's at 2 p.m.
2 p.m.
And I think that the water and the cans of soda worked out nicely. It is just more manageable.
If we put it by the door when you come in.
Yeah, I think the setup
I'm
was
not sure they even knew it was there,
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
maybe.
And at that time in the afternoon, do you think we need anything of that? I don't know. Yes.
Just water and ginger ale.
Same sizes, small bottles and.
Small is good.
Okay.
I mean, we can use these too.
And I think you should have one door or the other. Just, and have a note somewhere telling them. I think you opened that back door just for some air that day.
I did. I opened it to bring
Yeah.
things in.
And then people are coming in and
Yeah,
out.
naturally.
Yeah.
So I would say just use the library door, and that way someone can greet them at the door and hand them whatever you wanna hand them. And at that time, just invite them to take a bottle of water.
Yeah, I think there is plenty of space to even put the water and ginger ale there.
Right, up in
Next
at
to
the
the
main
table.
door.
Yeah.
If you're gonna hand out surveys, that would be the time to
Mhm.
hand it out.
Are you familiar with the room, Dee Dee?
In the library,
Yeah.
you mean that way?
You go in, it's off to the left.
I'm not remembering exactly when you go through the first front doors and there's
Yeah.
another set of doors.
Yes,
To
to the left.
To the left.
And it worked out well for the neuroscience of the brain.
Space-wise, yeah.
Space-wise, it did. Yes, she was, spoke a little softly. I think it would have been an effort for her to,
With no
project her voice
Yeah.
any further than she did without a microphone. So I think that's
That was the
in the
biggest
works.
complaint, people couldn't hear, and the people that were complaining were in the front rows, so.
Right. I saw it on a couple that I looked
Yeah,
at.
there was probably about 6 or 7 of those surveys that had mentioned wanting to have the presenter could be mic'd.
Right.
Now, is this team gonna need space? Cause all doctor needed was just a podium.
Right.
Are they gonna need
Much.
space to demonstrate anything?
That's a nice idea to give them all. So when we're having the DPW help us set up chairs, we can take that into consideration and perhaps move things back just a little bit. And I'll be speaking with Andrew again before the event.
Maybe he'd like it like hush you too,
We do have some options.
Yeah.
The room is sizable.
but let's ask them.
And I don't think
Yeah.
that they're doing a PowerPoint as Dr. Postal did.
You don't think
I
that?
don't think that they are. I'll double check.
Because we'll have to have Susan set that up again.
Right, if she does, but I don't think they are going to do a PowerPoint, but I will ask.
Once we have an idea of how many, if we are going to do it the same way people call, I'll pick up the water and the ginger ale and
Okay.
get it there.
What I was going to say, I think that the event with Dr. Postal, this event, as you pointed out too, reaching out to people we're unaware of who are interested in things we, didn't know they might be interested in. And I think it's also nice to collaborate a bit with the library, to use the library space. I was surprised at the response that we had. I think not everyone, there were several cancellations the morning of, people weren't feeling well, that's certainly understandable.
There's still a lot of, I bet there was at least 45 people.
Because there were about 48 who had signed up.
When we first started out though, you had mentioned maybe we should have, when you mentioned maybe we should have it in something over in Fitter Hall and to try to rally up some seniors to come in. So maybe the next one we should try over there, I don't know. I mean, it's what we're doing well here at the library, but if you think that would maybe make more people come.
I don't know, but we could try.
We could look into it.
Right, we had talked about nutrition.
Nutrition, and the last one, the other one was, I can't remember.
I think this is the three.
The three, and I actually, when I mentioned that yoga teacher who had reached out a month or so ago about doing even just a presentation, I thought, I wonder if she would do
That would be
a whole presentation on, even if it's just a little meditation, a little stretching, you know, a little chair or something. Maybe that would be
Yep.
a nice, excuse me, I should speak louder, a nice cap on a season of offerings for different people.
Yeah, I still don't know about the nutrition lady.
I mean, we can
Yeah,
find
when
Elder
that
services.
if she's not able, then we can definitely find somebody.
Yeah, Elder Services does have, you know, quite a full department.
That will be in
For that.
September, right? We'll do that in September.
Yeah, September's, yeah, it's just
Because
why,
summer is just.
Yeah, especially if talking about doing it at the Pedal Hall, trying to get something
right, to get
scheduled
there.
during the
Right.
summer.
Maybe we should plan it for October, because we don't meet in July and August, do we?
correct.
So we need probably planning time. Use that September meeting for that and have it in October.
So that's a good idea, because the island is still pretty busy. If we
in
do
September.
try that.
And I think as we approach like the winter season, nutrition's a little harder for
So October would be a reasonable time for that.
it makes it a little bit more difficult. And I was wondering, I had this thought at one point, probably 2:00 in the morning, but I was wondering at that meeting if we would be able to have, what's the girl's name from the food pantry?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a nice idea.
Yeah, I think
Come
that
up
would be
and
really good ideas.
add, you know, after the nutrition lady gets through, just to add,
It's great.
talk about what they have.
Her name is escaping me, she's wonderful though. It's great, it's a good idea. She's very nice too. It makes a lot of sense to introduce the food pantry. You know, when they first got going again, they would reach out regularly to have us encourage people to go. We did continue to advertise rides to the food pantry for quite a long time, and never had one taker. So it was
Yeah, over in my projects, a popular one is the Amesbury one.
yes, I understand that. But this one's a little
What are
late.
they doing that's?
I'm not, well, they tell me they have everything, but so does Newbury, right?
Yes.
But I think it's the time. Don't you actually schedule the time over in Amesbury? Like,
You may schedule a time,
to go.
Yes.
and this is wide open, but it's 3 to 5 in the
Yeah.
afternoon. So for the, you know, from
Yeah.
November, the first Sunday of November, whatever, the third Sunday, yeah. It's, first Sunday of November, it's dark
I
by
think
4 o'clock.
certain areas, I'm not positive about this, I may be wrong, but like, certain people can sign up like for the 10 o'clock in the morning or the 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I
Which is
think it's
nice.
scheduled, but I'm not positive.
And this is a volunteer project for, I'm embarrassed, I can't remember her name. It will come to me, the food pantry here. It's a, you know, she's still working. And this is a tremendous project.
Is that the Colby girl?
I want to say yes. I don't remember her married name.
Yeah.
She's so pleasant, such a nice woman.
If
It's
she
a
isn't her,
tremendous project, and she has an incredible volunteer base who will, you know, take groceries to people if they need that assistance. So it's a great idea, but that's a nice coordinated effort of having her and a nutritionist. It's a great idea. I think if we could save the subject of the van until the next meeting.
Sure.
Gathering a little bit of information tomorrow, I am, we're welcoming a new property tax workup. I shouldn't say that, I'm sorry. A new volunteer as van monitor. She doesn't own a property, so she is willing to do this as a volunteer, plain and simple, and she's very nice. She's been riding for a couple of weeks. I've gone out to meet her, processed her application, and so I'm gonna ride along with her tomorrow, and just, it will help to refresh for me. I've only been once on one grocery trip. You know, the needs of folks, you know, we had talked over the last couple of years about, you know, having a maximum number of parcels. Can't very well do it by weight, you know, and say no more than 40 pounds on a given trip, because some people buy cases of water, or a couple of jugs of whatever. You know, even if they only have one grocery bag, it gets heavy with, you know, everything else. So it's, again, it will refresh for me. Everybody's got different needs. You know, we have 2 new people on the Tuesday grocery trip. So that, you know, and they both have different needs. You know, one doesn't have much opportunity for shopping unless it's this trip, and the other lives with family, you know, so they're totally different, you know, needs. So anyway, so I'll update you on that. And the driver did the Mass DOT defensive driver training class on Saturday, and I went along and also took the class. Wasn't planning on it, but I took the class, so now I can legitimately drive the van from our parking space to the back of the school if need be. That's happened a few times. Paving, things like that. When I was trained, but it was years ago in a different life. So that's a nice thing. Mass DOT, just the town of Newbury accepted funds through a grant from Mass DOT in 2016 for this van. The town paid a small portion. Because we received funds, we have to follow their guidelines and requirements, one of which is regular training. So the next piece, we will have CPR training and first aid, and anybody else in the staff who wants to participate can do that too.
Anybody have anything else? No? Okay, so at our next meeting on June 17th at 1 o'clock, we will be voting DD onto the board, and I believe we will also be doing the election of the officers at that point as well.
Correct. Wonderful.
Motion that we adjourn at 1:29.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, everyone.